I'm just gonna ask.
The news of Glorilla's sentencing has sent shockwaves throughout the music industry, leaving fans and fellow artists alike in stunned silence. But what led to this downfall? Was it a mere case of bad luck or a culmination of events that have been building up for years? To understand the extent of Glorilla's troubles, let's rewind to her humble beginnings in South Memphis. Born Gloria Hallelujah Woods, she was one of 9 siblings growing up in a household where every meal was a struggle and air mattresses were considered luxury furniture. But despite these harsh circumstances, Gloria's mom had a vision for her daughter, one that would change the course of her life forever. Gloria's mom had marked her from birth with the middle name Hallelujah, a nod to her unwavering faith in God. And while all her brothers and sisters were given traditional names like Carmichael and Nicole, Gloria's was unique. This special bond between Gloria and her mother would lay the foundation for her future success. But what many don't know about Glorilla is that she wasn't always a rapper. Before spitting bars about being FNF, FK nah for free, Shorty was in the church heavy. She sang gospel joints like Amazing Grace and Encourage Yourself, her voice soaring above the rest of the choir. This talent would one day serve as a platform for her to spread a different kind of message, one that empowered women to take control of their lives without needing anyone else's validation. As Gloria entered high school, the streets began to call her name. She started smoking weed and forgot about singing altogether. The path that would eventually lead to rap stardom was taking shape, but it wasn't an easy ride. Fast forward to early 2022, and we find Gloria linking up with producer Hit Kid on what would become the track that changed everything, FNF. This song wasn't just some random studio session. It was lightning in a bottle. The magic that happened between Gloria's rhymes and Hit Kid's beat is impossible to manufacture or fake. FNF absolutely demolished every platform it touched, going viral on TikTok, hitting the Billboard Hot 100, and even snagging a Grammy nomination. But let's keep it real. What FNF really represented in the culture was more than just another rap joint. It was an anthem for women who were tired of settling for less than they deserved. Free became a battle cry for females who wanted to level up without needing some broke boy to validate them. The message was crystal clear. I don't need no dusty dude to pay my bills, boost my confidence, or define my worth. However, success in the music game always comes with drama. And the FNF situation was no different. Hit Kid came sideways claiming that Glorilla and CMG were trying to secure ownership of the track without putting him in the loop. This type of behind-the-scenes business drama is exactly what happens when a song blows up and everybody wants their piece of the pie. Told you and your manager every day that we was in LA with Sweetie that labels are going to try to sign you because of FNF. So, watch out. I also told you to let me know when labels reach out so we can be on the same page. But you still went and signed my song without telling me. But Glorilla wasn't about to let nobody play her or question her hustle. Her response showed exactly why she was built different. And we're done. Made so much money from FNF, and I haven't made not one red cent other than shows. But I'm still prospering because guess what? I can rap in real life.
And 99 MF1 Hit Wonder.
I wrote every single lyric and every single song I ever put out. And even after all this, I still got love for Hit Kid cause we came up together. Even though he'd been going behind my back ever since the song blew up. This early drama was just a preview of what was coming. The music industry is full of vultures and snakes.
And when you're a young artist blowing up fast, everybody wants to test you.
Every major label was trying to get at her, flying her out for meetings and promising her the world. But Glorilla was smart enough to take her time and not get caught up in the hype. What made her different from a lot of artists who get starstruck by the major label courting process was her street smarts and business sense. She spent 2 weeks meeting with different labels before finally sitting down with Yo Gotti. And even then, she was nervous because Gotti was right there in Memphis and had that reputation. So when I had finally linked with him, it was on a yacht. We had met on the yacht and stuff and we was just chopping it up and then the rest was history. How you get to Gotti last though?
Gotti right there in Memphis, right?
Because it's like I don't know. I probably was scared. But what sealed the deal wasn't just Gotti's street credibility or his paper. It was his vision for her career. Unlike all them other label executives who just saw FNF as a fluke or were trying to figure out how to recreate that same energy, Gotti recognized her potential and believed in her whole catalog. When she played him her unreleased music on that yacht, he saw something special, a talent that couldn't be replicated. And it was this faith in Gloria's abilities that would change the course of her life forever. But little
Big bag, big Glock in my hip. Wow, that was it. Okay, what are you thinking?
did anyone know that trouble was brewing just beneath the surface. The arrest on July 22, 2025, in Forsyth County, Georgia, marked a turning point for Glorilla. Her home had been broken into while she was out performing at the WNBA All-Star Weekend, and the police found some bud in her bedroom. Instead of focusing on finding the real perpetrators who committed the actual crimes, they decided to flip the script and make her the criminal. They booked her, and she had to post a $22, $260 bond. All because she had some personal stash in her own damn house that she wasn't even at when the crime happened. Her response on social was raw as hell and kept it all the way real. She hit Twitter with some fire that got over 3.6 million views. Crazy. My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star Game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis. But to really understand how we got to this point, we got to rewind and talk about the come-up story that brought Gloria Hallelujah Woods from the blocks of South Memphis to headlining major events. This ain't your typical rags-to-riches fairy tale. This is some real hood struggle turned triumph that Hollywood couldn't even script properly. Picture growing up in a spot where you got 9 siblings, 6 brothers, and 4 sisters all cramped up in South Memphis, one of the grittiest, most unforgiving neighborhoods in the South. We talking about a situation where every meal was a struggle, where air mattresses were luxury furniture, and where making it to the next week was an accomplishment in itself. But Gloria wasn't just another face in that crowded household. Her mom had marked her from birth with a special purpose, one that would change the course of her life forever. And as we continue to follow Glorilla's journey, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a story about a rapper who fell victim to circumstance. It's a tale of determination and resilience in the face of adversity, a testament to the power of faith and vision in shaping one's destiny. But for now, it seems that Glorilla's music career is at an impasse. The sentencing has brought her journey full circle, and it remains to be seen if she'll ever hit the stage again. One thing is certain, though, her story will continue to captivate audiences worldwide, a reminder of the indomitable human spirit that refuses to be silenced. As we continue to explore the journey of Glorilla, it's clear that her path to stardom has been marked by both triumph and turmoil. Born Gloria Hive in South Memphis, she grew up amidst a sprawling family of 9 siblings, where every meal was a struggle and making it to the next week was an accomplishment in itself. But from a young age, Glorilla's mother recognized her as special, with a purpose that would one day change the course of her life forever. Growing up in the gritty streets of South Memphis can be unforgiving, but for Glorilla, music became her escape, her solace. It was more than just a hobby or a passion. It was a way of life. She poured her heart and soul into every note, every lyric, until she was convinced that music would be the key to breaking free from the cycles of poverty and hardship that had plagued her family for generations. Fast forward to when Glorilla met 42 Doug's manager, Yacht. Their initial meeting on a yacht was nothing short of magical. As soon as they pulled up, Glorilla hooked him up with all her unreleased music, and he instantly vibed to it. It wasn't just about the quality of the music. Yacht saw something special in Glorilla, potential. He believed in her without hesitation, recognizing that she had what it took to transcend genres and break barriers. Glorilla's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. She quickly gained a reputation as one of the most authentic voices in the game, unafraid to speak truth to power and challenge the status quo. But with success comes scrutiny, and Glorilla soon found herself facing criticism from all angles. There were those who accused her of being too explicit, too provocative, while others saw her as a trailblazer, a true artist who refused to be silenced. One of the most pivotal moments in Glorilla's journey came when she got arrested on DUI charges in April 2024. The body cam footage from that night revealed an artist who already knew she was being treated like a suspect before any evidence was even presented. When the officer asked her to identify herself, Glorilla responded with a level of awareness that belied her age and experience. "Yeah, I'm on your TV, ma'am," she said, her voice firm but measured.
I'm on your TV.
This moment was more than just a flashpoint in an otherwise chaotic encounter. It marked the beginning of a long, arduous journey through the justice system. Despite maintaining her innocence throughout the ordeal, Glorilla found herself facing felony charges that could derail everything she'd worked for. As we delve deeper into Glorilla's story, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about an artist who fell victim to circumstance.
It's a testament to the power of faith and vision in shaping one's destiny.
Despite the setbacks and challenges that lay ahead, Glorilla refused to be defeated. Instead, she continued to speak out on issues that mattered most to her.
No problem with that. Mention the Breakfast Club if you want to go viral.
And his platform is big enough for these artists to, you seen what his platform did for Tweaker. So
yeah,
of course,
no, he's
French,
had a lot of.
You said French just dropped a song.
Yeah, today.
Body positivity, plastic surgery, and the struggles faced by young black artists. When faced with criticism or controversy, Glorilla chose to revise and revisit, rather than double down or make excuses. This level of accountability is rare in the rap game, but it also showed that she was someone who could be reasoned with, someone who genuinely cared about her impact on others. As the months went by, Glorilla's popularity continued to soar. She performed at major events like the WNBA All-Star Weekend and collaborated with artists like Cardi B on hits like Tomorrow 2. But success comes with a price, and for Glorilla, that price was steep. The constant attention, scrutiny, and pressure took its toll on her mental health and relationships. In July 2025, while Glorilla was living her dream on stage in Indianapolis, her crib back home in Georgia was getting violated by some grimy criminals. 3 suspects broke into her house, terrorized her family, and stole her property. But instead of focusing their investigation on the real culprits, the police decided to arrest Glorilla for possession of marijuana. Think about that for a minute, fam. A successful young black woman calls the police because her house got burglarized, her family got traumatized, her property got stolen, and the police response is to arrest her for possessing some bud. It's a stark reminder of how the justice system often fails to deliver justice for those who need it most. The real culprits, the ones who broke into Glorilla's house, terrorized her family, and stole her property are still walking free. But Glorilla, the victim in this whole situation, is the one facing felony charges that could derail everything she's worked for. As we continue to follow Glorilla's journey, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a story about an artist who fell victim to circumstance.
It's a testament to the power of faith and vision in shaping one's destiny.
In the face of adversity, Glorilla chose to fight back, refusing to let the system silence her voice or stifle her creativity. When word got out about her arrest, the response was immediate and fierce. Social media erupted with outrage from fans and supporters across the country. Another example of the so-called justice system punishing the victims while the real criminals stayed free. Glorilla's own response to this latest development showed why she's built a devoted following that transcends genres and generations. With her characteristic raw confidence, she spoke out against the injustice, refusing to be silenced or defeated. As we wait with bated breath for Glorilla's next move, one thing is certain. Her story will continue to captivate audiences worldwide, a reminder of the indomitable human spirit that refuses to be silenced. As we continue to follow Glorilla's journey, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a story about an artist who fell victim to circumstance.
It's a testament to the power of faith and vision in shaping one's destiny.
In the face of adversity, Glorilla chose to fight back, refusing to let the system silence her voice or stifle her creativity. When word got out about her arrest, the response was immediate and fierce. Social media erupted with outrage from fans and supporters across the country. Glorilla's own response to this latest development showed why she's built a devoted following that transcends genres and generations. With her characteristic raw confidence, she spoke out against the injustice, refusing to be silenced or defeated. As we wait with bated breath for Glorilla's next move, one thing is certain. Her story will continue to captivate audiences worldwide, a reminder of the indomitable human spirit that refuses to be silenced. Different than most, Glorilla didn't hide in the cut, didn't stay quiet, and damn sure didn't let nobody else control her narrative. Her social media posts following the arrest were raw, unfiltered, and absolutely devastating in their honesty. She perfectly captured the absurdity of the situation with a tweet that got over 3.6 million views. My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star Game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis. This post resonated with people who had experienced similar injustices and showed why Glorilla's fans love her unapologetic authenticity. She followed up with another post that drove the point home even harder. 1. So no, I wasn't busted. 2. My house got robbed. 3. I wasn't home. And then dropped the mic with a shrugging emoji that somehow managed to convey both frustration and that energy. The details of what went down are indeed crucial in this situation. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office responded to a burglary in progress call at 1:30 a.m. at Glow's spot in the Atlanta suburbs. 3 suspects had broken into the house while Glorilla was hundreds of miles away performing in Indianapolis. According to reports, when an armed occupant fired at the intruders, they fled. No injuries have been reported in the incident. But what's absolutely infuriating about this whole situation is how the police decided that the real priority was going through Glow's personal...
Neon be having a couple artists come through or whatever, but...
Because that platform is like, you get on there, all them kids going to listen to the music. I mean, you know what I mean? So...
Yeah.
That verse was trash, by the way.
Did they do a song?
So...
belongings and arresting her for marijuana possession. They executed a whole search with K9 units and drone teams, got a search warrant for the house, and found what they called a significant amount of marijuana in plain view in the closet of the master bedroom. Glorilla's legal team, led by attorney Drew Finling, released a statement that perfectly captures how backwards this whole thing is. They pointed out that when Glow's family did the right thing and called law enforcement after the violent home invasion, instead of investigating the actual crime, police went and got a search warrant when they spotted some weed. This situation raises questions about the priorities of our justice system. Why are there no arrest warrants for the 3 suspects who broke into Glorilla's house? They're the ones who committed crimes, who broke into someone's house, terrorized a family, and stole property. But instead, Glow, the victim, is facing felony charges that could result in years behind bars. The irony is staggering, fam. Here's a young woman who pulled herself out of poverty, who went from sleeping on air mattresses to building a multi-million-dollar empire, who's used her platform to inspire others and give back to her community. She's exactly the kind of success story America claims to celebrate. But instead of being protected and supported, she's being criminalized and targeted. This isn't just about marijuana laws or drug policy. It's about a fundamental perversion of justice that prioritizes criminalizing success over protecting victims. It's about a system that seems specifically designed to bring down young black artists who dare to achieve independence and wealth without asking permission. The response from the hip-hop community and beyond has been overwhelming. Artists, activists, and regular people are all asking the same questions. How is this justice? How is this protecting and serving? How is this making anybody safer? But perhaps the most powerful response has come from Glorilla herself. Not through her legal team or publicist, but through her actions, she showed up for her scheduled Glow Bash performance at FedEx Forum in Memphis. She didn't hide, didn't cancel, didn't let the system break her spirit. And Glow's impact has been undeniable from day one. From her early days singing in the church choir to her current status as one of hip-hop's most authentic voices, she's consistently used her platform to speak truth to power and inspire others to do the same. The current situation facing Glow isn't just about one artist or one case. It's about a pattern of behavior that affects countless young people, particularly young black artists who achieve success. The system seems designed to criminalize their success, to find reasons to bring them down, to send a message that no matter how high you climb, you're still subject to different rules. The legal implications of Glow's case are serious as hell. She's facing felony charges for possession of marijuana and controlled substance charges that could result in significant prison time if she gets convicted. But more than that, these charges could affect her ability to travel internationally to perform at certain venues, to build the empire she's been grinding toward her whole life. The irony is staggering, fam. Here's a young woman who pulled herself out of poverty and built a multi-million-dollar empire, used her platform to inspire others and give back to her community. She's exactly the kind of success story America claims to celebrate. But instead of being protected and supported, she's being criminalized and targeted. And this ain't happening in a vacuum. Glow already faced legal troubles before, including that DUI arrest in April 2024, which suggests a pattern of increased scrutiny that goes way beyond what most celebrities face. It's like her success painted a target on her back that law enforcement can't resist aiming for. The legal battle ahead won't be easy. With felony charges pending and the potential for serious consequences, Glow and her legal team are going to have to navigate a system that's already shown its bias. But if her past is any indication, she ain't going down without a fight. The support from her legal squad has been unwavering. Attorney Drew Finling's statement calling the arrest a disturbing window into how law enforcement priorities have become wasn't just legal posturing. It was a moral stand that resonated with people across the country who have witnessed similar injustices. The future of Glow's case remains uncertain. The legal system moves slow, and there's no telling how this will ultimately be resolved. But what is certain is that Glow has already won in the most important way possible. She's shown the world who she really is, and she's inspired millions of people to never give up on their dreams, no matter what obstacles they face. Whether she's eventually cleared of all charges, whether justice is ultimately served, or whether this becomes another example of a system that fails its most vulnerable citizens, one thing is crystal clear. Glow's impact on hip-hop, on culture, and on the lives of young people around the world is already cemented. Thank you for watching. Whether she's eventually cleared of all charges, whether justice is ultimately served, or whether this becomes another example of a system that fails its most vulnerable citizens, one thing is crystal clear. Glow's impact on hip-hop, on culture, and on the lives of young people around the world is already cemented.
I was hoping the show would still go on. Because they really up for it. They ready to come.
Her concert is a go as Glow's attorneys push back against the charges, calling her arrest a disturbing window into how warped law enforcement priorities have become, going on to say Miss Woods is a victim, not a suspect. Glorilla on X mentioning how instead of deputies focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis. The Forsyth County Sheriff emphasized she's a victim of a serious crime. At the same time, we must continue to uphold and enforce the law in all aspects of this case.
And we did reach out to the district attorney's office for comment on the investigation and the charges, but we have yet to hear back.